Hey, welcome to Sports and Politics with T. I'm your host, Tanya. Tonight we have made it back to Thursday, guys. Listen, I hope everybody has enjoyed their week so far. We have made it. It is already halfway the month, January 15th. Y'all, let's give it up for tonight. Yes, we have made it over half or already halfway the month of January, guys. Listen, tonight we are going to talk about a lot of things. And of course, we're going to talk about some of the MAGA voters and people that are still can't believe some of the changes that are taking place. And this is really affecting them hard in the medical, in the job market, and in the housing. Okay, so we're going to definitely take a look at that. Also, I would also like to thank again, this is from actually not this past Monday, but the last Thursday, guys. We had almost a little over 2,100 views on that last show. So thank you so much for all the crowd participation, all the likes, shares, and comments. That helps the channel grow even more. So I'm so thankful for all the views and the participation and just everything, all the input and the output. I welcome it all. So again, congratulate you yourselves at this because that was just really good to see that type of turnout. And for this channel, because it is still growing, I love when it spikes, is because that means we're on the right track. And we are going to keep giving you those videos every Monday and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Okay. But yes, guys, also, I would like to say for sports, okay, we are doing the sports. We are still, doing the scores on our shorts. So still look for that. We are approaching the divisional playoffs. Okay. And of course, the Super Bowl is on February the 8th, okay, which is about 3 weeks away. All right. So we are going to be taking a close look at the last couple of playoff games this weekend. And I want to say next weekend as well to see who is going to the Super Bowl. A lot of teams are out right now. Kansas City is out. The Carolina Panthers is out. Philadelphia Eagles, which I watched 3 of those games last week. I watched Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and Green Bay, and all 3 of those are gone. So now it's going to be, I want to say Jacksonville Jaguars. I think the Chicago Bears, the New York or the Bills, Buffalo Bills, and I think the San Francisco 49ers. We're going to be watching all these games to see who is going to lead and who is going to be in the Super Bowl. Again, that is on February 8th. So as that approaches, we're going to be talking about the Super Bowl and what all that entails, okay? Because that is less than 3 weeks away. All right. But yes, guys, but again, keep an eye out on the shorts because I do post a lot of scores and sometimes highlights too, but mostly scores. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into the first topic for tonight. This is again talking about MAGA and what people are feeling. People who have voted for Trump, people who have been feeling like they just feel outdone. They feel betrayed. Okay. I'm gonna let you know how I feel about this. All right. And once this video is over, I'm going to dissect it and then I'll let you know my 2 cents is what I feel is what went wrong in this whole thing with the MAGA party.
Just rolling the dice and just keeping my fingers crossed because if an auto accident occurred again without insurance, I'd be homeless. Period. I'd be homeless. This is not politics. This is life. This is life or death. Period. And I don't want to become homeless because I get in a car accident. I mean, these are things out of your control, and it's like we're being punished.
I don't want to pay for other people's health care, my brother in Christ. That's what insurance is. That's what it is. You pay money for other people's health care. That's how insurance works. Oh my God. My insurance company's trying to deny my cancer
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. It just they're going outrageously mad, y'all. This is just crazy.
surgery. Please share this because I really need this story to get out and let others know what independent health in Buffalo, New York is doing to me right now. Holy
And see, I'm sorry, I'm going to stop right there for a second. Because, see, in things like this, where people need treatments, remember when I told you about a week or two ago, and I said, they say they're pro life, right? But that was an example, that previous lady that you just saw, how she really needs this insurance, guys. This is life and death for people. Okay, this is not something that you can kind of get by. You know what I'm saying? This is something that you've got to have to live or to maintain your health. And so, again, it's almost like, where's the compassion for that, right? Yes, I do feel for the baby as far as the unborn child, but what about people who are sick, need treatments, can't get their medicines, and if they don't get their medicines, they could die, right? So it's sad. It's really, really sad.
crap. So this past year, we were paying, I thought already, an obscene amount of money, like $700 some dollars. And the plan is $1,259 a month.
We just got our benefits for next year. What I'm currently paying $240 every 2 weeks for is going up to $709 every 2 weeks. How can I possibly survive paying $1,500 just in medical coverage?
Mine went up $230 a month. I don't think I could pay that. I might be having to go without health insurance.
I just logged in to our health insurance to see what, if we stay on the same plan, what our premium is going to be for 2026. $1,208.91 a month. I don't know if we can keep our heads above water next year.
Free Tax USA, now accepting new patients.
Well, there's no easy way to put this, but it looks like you're...
I found out today from the marketplace that instead of paying $650 a month for health insurance for my son and me, I'm now going to be paying, with my current plan, $1,151 and some cents per month for my monthly premium. This is why Democrats haven't signed the bill. This is why they're refusing to sign, because they knew that people like me were going to see our health insurance premiums double without the subsidies, the premium tax credits.
Right, so Maga is out here crying online on the top of their tears because now they like welfare. These are the people that were actually voting, screaming on the top of their voices to cut the West. But now it seems like they want welfare, they want Obamacare, they want Medicaid and Medicare. They don't like losing their health care. They're suddenly finding out that, yeah, we voted against our best interest, and deep down, we actually might be Dems because we like Democrat policies. They have been keeping us afloat. Well, let's take a look at this video, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit a like button, and don't forget to leave me your opinion of this video down in the comment section below. Let's take a look.
You ever wonder why America traps you in a job like it's an unhealthy relationship? Well, let me explain. So here's what a lot of Americans don't know. And honestly, I don't blame you because nobody taught us. We wake up as adults one day and suddenly learn if we want to keep our organs inside of our body, we got to get a job that we hate just so we can keep health insurance. But I'm going to tell you how America actually got here. So during World War II, companies were under federal wage freezes. Basically, they legally couldn't give nobody a raise. They just couldn't do it. So the company said, okay, cool. Let me figure out what I could offer to workers that would entice them to come work for us. That's when they started offering non-wage benefits, things like healthcare. And it was all done just so they could compete for workers. That's literally where it started. It wasn't about compassion. Then in 1943, the IRS stepped in and said, Well, you want to keep providing employer paid insurance? Well, guess what? We're going to go ahead and make it tax exempt. That just means the companies don't have to pay taxes on the money that they spend to provide you with health insurance. It's a giant tax shelter, a cute little loophole for companies. Then President Eisenhower came along and he decided to make it permanent. And that one decision has locked us into the system that we currently have today in America. Employers get tax breaks for offering insurance, and employees get a tiny little tax break. So now you understand the trap. Your employer has zero incentive for an insurance marketplace because they benefit from keeping your insurance tied to the job. Your employer benefits from that, not you. Now, the government could easily say, here's a stipend, go pick the health care that you want off the marketplace. They could do that, but they won't do it because the business lobby will never allow that to happen. And that's why your subsidies are on the chopping block, because ultimately they don't want you in the marketplace. They want you back at a job, begging for health care through that job. So if you're stuck in a job that you hate, I need you to understand a couple of things. America designed it that way. You're not crazy. You're not lazy. You're not dramatic, but you are tethered on purpose to a job that you do not want just to get basic ass medical care. Now, what y'all think about that?
If you want free healthcare, then maybe try working instead of like whining on TikTok about capitalism. So I'm no longer going to be guilt tripped by people who think that my paycheck is like community property. If you want free stuff, then move to California. And I'm over arguing with people who say that healthcare is a human right.
Why is it always the usual suspects? Listen, lady, roughly 26 million Americans are uninsured, which is only around 8% of the country. And pay attention when I tell you this. Because of this current administration, you are paying more taxes than billionaires in this country. That is fact. Why do you guys aim your frustrations at the helpless and underprivileged? You always do this. You continue to scapegoat people and stereotype every single one as lazy without knowing anything about them. In fact, you guys are prime examples that the propaganda is working. You don't want your tax dollars to go towards helping people that otherwise would literally die? Fine. Okay, that's great for you. It shows a lot about your moral character. That's awesome. I'm sure that's just what Jesus would have done as well, right? But tell me this, why the fuck are you so silent when it comes to the fact that your president just gave Argentina 40 billion of your tax dollars? It's funny how you don't seem to give two shits about that news now, do you? And by the way, no matter how bigoted you are towards helping people in poverty like single mothers, homeless veterans, the disabled, and whoever else needs it, healthcare is a human right.
And I'm going to say something real quick about what he just said. And he's right. You know, it's like, what? Okay. Do you realize that people who work, you know, like me, I have medical, I have dental, I have vision, I have all types of benefits, right? But I do realize that there's people out here that can't afford for medical to be taken out of their paychecks every week or every 2 weeks or however they get paid once a month, right? And the lady that was previous said, I'm tired of paying for people's insurance. What she doesn't understand is that you're not paying for everybody's insurance. Everybody individually is paying for their own insurance, okay? I have a fee that I pay every month for my insurance, okay? So this whole idea that you're somehow contributing, no one is contributing to anything unless you're actually doing it on the marketplace itself, then fine. But if you have a job, then that individual is paying for their own insurance for yourself. Okay? So that's we got to go ahead and make that clear, okay? And he's right. What about the president sending billions of dollars to Argentina? What about that? That's money that could have went towards somebody to help somebody in need, whether it would have been medical, whatever. But you don't see them crying or doing hissy fits about that. For some reason, that's okay. You should be more outraged that he's giving money away to other countries than helping people right here in their own country. Okay, so again, do you see the dynamics? Do you see where it's we'll choose this, but we won't choose that. And what you do choose is not even way worse than what you could have chosen. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Argentina. Why wouldn't you get mad about that if that's the case, right? So it's just a whole fiasco about it all. But let's go ahead and keep going.
The family is right in the gut. Donald Trump has now said that he will veto any bill that extends the ACA subsidies, which is the financial help that keeps health insurance affordable for people who don't get coverage through an employer. So let me explain what that means in plain English. These subsidies are the only reason a lot of people can afford their monthly premiums, especially people who own small businesses, freelancers, gig workers, people between jobs, and anyone with a chronic disease or pre-existing condition. So if Trump vetoes the extension, the only way to keep those subsidies alive is a 2/3 override vote in both the House and the Senate. And let's be real, that's almost impossible. Now, Republicans have had more than a decade to come up with something better than the ACA, and they quite simply haven't. There is no replacement plan. There is no backup. They have offered absolutely nothing. And Trump's only idea, and the one that he keeps saying, is that people should just get a check and negotiate their own health insurance like it's car insurance. But that's not how health insurance works. Car insurance is about a fixable object. Health insurance is about a risk pool, a giant group of healthy and sick people whose costs are spread out so the system doesn't just collapse like it's about to. You cannot negotiate your own price when you have diabetes. You cannot shop around for cheaper cancer treatment. You cannot haggle your way out of a pre-existing condition. So if these subsidies disappear, people with chronic illnesses are going to be priced out overnight. Small business owners who rely on the exchangers will lose coverage, and survivors of cancer, out of luck. Middle-class families with no employer plan, you're going to be on your own. Trump isn't offering a solution. He's literally pulling the plug and telling people that they'll have to somehow figure it out. And this isn't shrinking government. This is cutting people loose. And the people hurt the most are not the wealthy. They're not corporations, and they're not Congress. It's the middle class. It's small towns. It's families already fighting for their health. And that's what this veto actually means.
These numbers are so insane that people keep saying they're fake. So let me explain to you these very real numbers and what this means not only for the tens of millions of Americans that use the ACA credit, but literally anyone who uses healthcare, because this is what Republicans are fighting for. These are the cheapest healthcare plans available to a 62-year-old in Georgia with a household income of $65,000 a year. This year in 2025, they are paying $228 per month. Without the ACA credits next year, this is the cheapest plan available to them. It's the Anthem Bronze plan, which is going to cost them $1,142 a month. But Chris, those aren't the same plans. And also it's a little misleading because 2025 shows savings. Yeah, this $704 a month in savings, those are the ACA credits. That's what Republicans are trying to get rid of. So even if the plan stayed exactly the same in 2026, if we got rid of the ACA credits, this person would be paying $704 more per month. But the plans have changed, and here's why. Health insurance is a business. It's also a financial decision for consumers. Am I getting a potential benefit by having health insurance that compensates for the amount of money that I'm paying to have the health insurance? What happens when you get rid of subsidies and the prices skyrocket is you get a bunch of young people who are generally healthy who look at it and say, you know what, I'm paying more now, but I'm not actually really getting much out of my health insurance because I don't use it. So you get a bunch of young, healthy people who just drop their insurance. Meanwhile, the people that do stick around are people who think the price increase is worth it because they are using their healthcare more often. So you have shifted the pool away from people who tend to be paying in more towards people who are taking out as much, if not more, than what they're paying in. And since it's a business, companies now have to increase their premiums. Not just for people who use the ACA credits, but for everyone who has health insurance. But some plans no longer are financially viable, so they're not available. That's why in 2026, this is the cheapest level option available. These are both bronze level plans. But this is why you go from $228 a month to $1,142. This is...
Do you see the amounts, guys? Like, I mean, we're talking about insurance. $228 a month versus almost $1,200 a month. You might as well say $1,200 a month every month, guys, just to stay alive, just to get basic health, to see a doctor, to get checkups, to get screenings. It's crazy. It's almost, you almost think, is it real? Is this really real? Like, how do people with children, because this is probably just one person, but what about a family of four? What about a family of just two people, right? It would probably be double. It's people can't even afford regular, just basic necessities, and to stay alive, you mean to tell me I have to pay 1,200 a month? It's crazy.
The credit that everyone keeps talking about that Republicans want to get rid of, and it is wildly unpopular. So they're falling back on their normal talking point, which is to say something like Democrats are trying to get health insurance for illegal aliens. Undocumented immigrants can't use ACA credits.
Well, and that is true, I mean, because they were saying that illegal aliens were getting free health insurance and free benefits, and which some of that I don't quite believe. There could have been some truth to it, but I just can't see that, right? And see, that's another thing. Where is the outrage on that, right? They're not even posing no threat or anything to this. It's crazy, guys. It's just really, really crazy. But anyway, I just wanted to highlight that for tonight. It they're still going in. They're still going in. They're still just not getting the full picture of everything. And it's sad because you would think after a while that it would sink in, but until it affects them, and I've said that since day one, they don't care. Okay. So they don't care. All right. But yes, guys. But anyway, I'm just gonna kind of do like a brief segment for tonight. I didn't want to go all the way in, but I will be back on Saturday. We're gonna do that fun and entertainment channel with fun and entertainment with T, and we'll get into the relationship sector, and we're gonna go over some good stuff because I got a lot of new questions and a lot of things that I'm like, okay, I'm very very excited to tackle. I'm not gonna let you know what it is, but y'all tune in at 8 p.m. on Saturday. I'll be back with a fun and entertainment with T channel. All right. But yes, guys, it's actually a 3-day weekend for me. We are actually, where I work, we're actually closed on Monday for Martin Luther King. So I am going to enjoy this 3-day weekend as well. And I hope that some of you guys also have an extra day off as well. Okay. I actually might cook me a little chili this weekend because it's supposed to be pretty cold. In fact, tonight it is around 28 degrees as of right now. So I think Saturday is going to be around 19. So yes, it's going to be really cold. Okay. But yes, guys, but I hope y'all enjoy for tonight. I'm so glad that you enjoyed. And again, I can't thank you enough for all the people that just reached out and just that really just was wonderful to see. Okay. In fact, I got more and more people, even all through this week. The views started going up even more and more. So I'm very, very thankful. Don't think I don't see your comments. Don't think that I'm not looking at your reactions or taking notice of everything that you are responding to. That's one thing about me. I will respond to you. I will thumb you up. I will give you a heart. I will say something to let you know that I acknowledge you and that you're very important to my channel. And I'm very, 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 very thankful. And to all the new subscribers, again, welcome. Again, we had about 14 new subscribers from Thursday all the way to this week, y'all. Yeah, so it's growing steadily, steadily, steadily. Of course, the goal is to get up to 1,000 subscribers, and I think that we are going to keep plugging away. Of course, that's going to change the dynamics once this channel hit the 1,000 subscribers. And so y'all, if you again, y'all keep pushing with me, I'm going to keep pushing with you guys. Okay, and also, if there's some things that you want to see. If there's some things that you want me to continue to talk about, I've had a few in the comments that they like these type of videos. I will definitely keep bringing those videos to you as well. As far as the MAGA voters and their reactions and things like that, I'm definitely going to keep bringing that. And if there's some more stuff hey, let me know. I am very, very easygoing. You can always hit me up in the comment section or in the inbox. Okay. I'm always looking at my emails and checking to see if there's anything that people would like to talk about. All right. But yes, but I'm gonna go ahead and get on off for tonight. And again, thank you for all the support. If you enjoyed this content, please hit like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you can, please hit the notification bell. That way, you won't miss any episodes every time I come on to YouTube. I will be back again on Saturday with fun and entertainment with T, and we're gonna get into the juicy stuff, the good stuff with relationship and entertainment news, okay? All right. All right, guys. Well, everybody enjoy the rest of your night, and I will see everybody Saturday at 8 p.m. Take care. Bye bye.